In this video, we are going to be talking about how to grow a business. And Kyra's going to be asking me some questions as someone who's starting out.
So my name's Kyra, I'm 18 years old. I've just left school and for about a year now I've been working in the creative industry. I feel like marketing is really my thing, so whether it's social media management, strategy, all those sort of stuff. So I've been working with Luella, doing different bits here and there, but I'm really trying to launch my own business. So basically be doing a couple interviews with Luella and some of the founders that are going to be at the event to learn more and really document my journey. So today we're going to be talking about growing a business. So I think let's just get started. So what are the top 3 resources you've used to learn about business and that somebody can use if they've had like no experience at all, they don't know any business owners? What would you recommend for them to use?
I personally, one would say YouTube University is great. I think I personally learned a lot from YouTube. I used to, especially if you don't have that environment around you where you've got, I don't know, your parents might not be business minded, or you might not have that circle of friends. You can then create that circle online. I know it sounds, but if you need that motivation and you need that rewiring of these are the things you can do and what's actually possible, there's so many people online that you can learn from and see yourself in them. And like, if they've done these great things, you can then be, okay, I can do these things, and it can help you know what's achievable. So yeah, YouTube University, courses as well. I know people actually are not a fan of courses, but when I got started, big up to my dad actually, I done Imran Gadzi's SMMA course, social media marketing course, and it was £700. And I said, Dad, please, well, this is what
I want to be a millionaire.
and he was like, okay, I'll get it for you. He got it for me. Shout out to him. And I learned, I know a lot of people hate on Imran Gadzi. I learned so much from him. And I thought that course was really good. It kind of laid the even though obviously it didn't help me get to that 10k a month. I had to do other work to help me get to that point. I feel like it helped lay the foundations of this is how you go about doing your contracts, or firstly getting clients, or just helping lay those foundations. So courses, and then lastly, books. Okay, I'm going to say books, but I feel like that's a generic answer. Maybe, no, books actually really helped me.
Books are great for expanding your mindset.
Yeah.
And I'd say like courses are better for like learning technical skills.
Yeah. And personally as well, because I didn't go to university, I kind of went the whole route of, I was going to go to university to study business, and then I was like, okay, let me create something for myself. I was like, okay, if I'm not going to go, I still have to invest in my knowledge and becoming better and finding out new things. So for me, those courses definitely helped me get me to where I wanted to be. And also I was like, people are finishing universities with these amazing degrees and then they're going and earning not great money. And I was like, okay, how can I do something different? So yeah, those were the ones for me.
Yeah, that's important because I'm not going to university because I'm I don't like the education system. I'm so anti-education, not all education, but like school. So I think I actually do need to like invest in myself more, because how much is uni? Like 40k?
In England, yes. If you went to an Ivy League in the US, it'd be like 100. No.
This is why I shouldn't go to uni, save money.
Okay, no. It's still valuable for some things. It's just for what I wanted to do. And I think if you want to go into business, if you want to go into marketing, you can learn like hands-on. I've done a whole bunch of internships. You already know, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a dentist, if you want to be maybe a software engineer, something in coding, you still need that type of university knowledge, I suppose. But it depends what you want to get into.
Yeah.
So
what is one thing that you do differently if you started again?
Differently. Okay, there are probably things I do differently, but equally, I think sometimes, because I was going to say all the like mistakes I've done, but I feel like sometimes it's good to learn from your mistakes, and you have to go through them in order to get better. 100%. Because if everything had gone perfectly, if now suddenly went wrong and I lost all my clients, or I had a bad client experience, it's like, oh my God, how would I go about it? Because I went through those experiences, I knew how to navigate it and not potentially do it again. And I'm sure in the future, there's still going to be so many things that are going to go wrong. And rather than what I'd probably do differently is changing my mindset of how I went about it. Like now, if something goes wrong, I can be like, okay, I'm going to learn from this experience. Yes, it's bad in the moment. Yes, it's not ideal, but what can I take this to actually get better? And I think that mindset has definitely helped me a lot more, as opposed to in the past, something would go wrong and I would literally, woe is me, the next week I'm upset. And yeah, so I definitely think having a better mindset and going about it in that way is what I do different.
When you started out, did you ever have any issues with like the legal side of things? Because a lot of people say like you got to really be on it with your contracts, because you know it blurs lines with clients, things like that. So did you ever have any issues with that?
You know what? And also this is why I'm putting on my event. As much as I can speak about what I've done, I'm still in the very early stages of my business. Like I like speaking to the people I've spoke to, like thankfully I haven't had any legal troubles or done any of that stuff. But like I'm at the 10k mark, let's say. I feel like maybe when I get to that 50k a month mark or 100k a month or 200, that's when those problems will start to come. Hearing from other people's problems, I can be like, okay, maybe it will be good to prepare myself for when things like that happen, or make sure things like that don't happen. But thankfully I haven't had any of those issues. So I'm still learning. I'm still in very early stages, so I'm not an expert in anything.
What would you say separates people who make it versus those who don't? I mean, obviously it's like, you know, you got to push through those problems, but
Just see my stomach rumbling.
I wonder if you can hear it on the mic, because mine's been
Hopefully not.
rumbling. But yeah, what would you say really separates people who make it versus those who don't?
Again, and I'm not going to say I've made it, but I've done a lot. Like, again, I've read so many business books. I've watched so many like business podcasts and follow all these business people. And what I've kind of learned from their experiences, one, having the delusional mindset. And I think
so important.
Yes,
Literally
I think
so
that's
important.
such a big point, because like when I was like 19 years old saying I want to make 10k a month, and now I'm like, oh, I want to make 20k a month or 30k a month. If I was to say that with to someone with like a closed-minded mindset, or that's not doable, they're going to be like, oh, okay, that's crazy. But like if I say that to all these different
She's going to
business
be like, yeah,
people,
you can do it 10 times more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think having the delusional mindset, even if you don't have that environment around you that's going to encourage that, is important. And it's sad, because I don't necessarily think people are intentionally like, okay, I'm not going to do these things, but they generally don't believe in themselves.
You don't realise through like, a lot of things are linked to childhood. When you're growing up, things get instilled in you. Like, because obviously a lot of people and young people starting out businesses, their parents never done that. Their parents just worked a normal job. So when you're like, oh, I want to do this, they're just like, why?
Yeah.
But, you know, I think now, obviously, you're not, like, it's not your fault that people have that mindset, but we've got so many resources.
Exactly.
You're kind of responsible.
Exactly.
Like,
I feel like
learn.
past 18, like if you're like 27 saying, oh, well, it's my parents' fault and this, that and the other, there's some sort of self-accountability that needs to come with it. I would understand back in my parents' day, back in my grandparents' day, like they had to go to libraries and they had to know the right people. Now we can learn online.
You can just
and all
email
these
somebody.
different. Exactly. You might not get a response, but if you do 10 of those, 20 of those, you might get one response. So, yeah. And I will also say I was fortunate that, like, my dad, when I was younger, he had his own business. So I did see that growing up. He had this office space, and him and his business partner built it from scratch. I saw that. So maybe that, I suppose, did help, knowing that, okay, these types of things are possible and I can do this and I can do that. Like,
Is your dad from Birmingham?
My dad's from Wolverhampton. My mum's from London, East.
I don't know anywhere outside of London, so I'm just going to say, it's like, is it just all like up north? Yeah, I got one last question. And that is, what is one skill that you think all young women should be learning?
Straight off the top of my head, I'm going to say sales.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yes. I think that's an important one, personally, because I don't think it's just important for business. If you want to
Even if you want to get a job, you need to learn how to
Exactly.
sell yourself.
Not everyone
Not
wants
sell
to go
yourself,
into
but-
business. Yeah, not sell yourself,
but
but
how to sell
Yeah.
your skills.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if you want to work for someone else, you need to be able to show up at that interview and vouch for yourself and be like, I can do this, I can do that. Even if you want, I don't know, someone to do something for you, you need to be like, okay, you need to be able to be persuasive and be, I'm going to say sales. Anything, that's the one off the top of
Sales
my head.
covers everything. But yeah, I think we'll wrap that up here. But great conversation, and if you want to hear more insightful conversations, you need to be at the event, because if you think you learn anything from this, you're going to learn so much more, and not only learning stuff but meeting so many like-minded people, expanding your network, which is so important. So yeah, we'll see you there.
Exciting times.
Follow all my socials.
Again, it will be on the screen.
It will be on the screen.
Okay, right. Signing off. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.